far. Really good tournament. Lots of good players. You used to play, obviously?
I still play, yeah.
Oh, you still play? Okay.
I'm actually in the national team program. There's to make this roster.
Yeah, no, too bad because there was one guy who was up with COVID, right? Smith. Yeah, they got a really good team. It's like them and Australia or them and Japan are going to be a really good matchup there. Yeah, exactly. So it's like a dress rehearsal. Yeah, and France doesn't really have anything to play for, but. Oh, thank you so much. That is what I was looking for. Yeah, it's much easier to read than all this stuff. Plus, there's like changes and all that. I don't think we have to do anything. I just think we're good to go. Yeah. They got some good individual players, that's for sure.
Like when they were running that, did you watch the Canada game last night?
No, I didn't. I was at work. Is it Peters and Fredrickson? Oh, wow. Yeah, they got the good individual talent, that's for sure. Much easier to look at than something like this, for sure. So they usually just, at 2, we'll just start. So Joel Ewards, I just don't want to screw up your name on the air. First thing I do. Okay. Eward, okay, Eward. Yeah. Joel Eward. Yeah, I just did the one just now, that Japan-Australia. It was pretty good for like the most part, and then Australia, like, they started bad, and then they got back into it, and then they ended really terribly, and ended up losing by like 12 points. And then one of their guys got hurt. They were taking a pretty hard fall, so it was pretty rough to see. He tried to go back in, and Edmondson, yeah, took a hard. Yeah. That Heaver net's really good for France, though. I wonder what happened to they had another high punter on their original roster, supposed to be like number 9, and he's not here. Are we more you need? Okay, what's the... Good afternoon, I'm Colin Emerson alongside Joel. You are bringing you some exciting action from the Wheelchair Canada Cup of Rugby. And today we have Denmark versus France. France looking for their first win. Their first two games were within 1 point, but they've slipped back a little bit. Denmark is looking to even their record at 500, but they do have some great individual talent on their roster, don't they, Joel?
Yeah, you know, both teams have shown a lot of good stuff so far. So far in this tournament, Denmark put up a good fight against the Canadian squad last night, and the Canadians look to be one of the top teams in the tournament. So it was a great showing by Denmark, and for the France team, they've they're here. They're missing a few of their top players, but they've come to the tournament here, and they've been fighting in every game, and I think surprised a lot of people, even though they are yet to collect a victory. I think they've surprised a lot of people with just how competitive they've been for a vast majority of the tournament. And
not even missing those players, it's just shortening your roster as well.
Yeah, so we'll see. We should be in for a good one.
We're ready for tip-off here. It's Mome versus Jarlin, and Jarlin gets it loose to Hivernat, a very good offensive player for Team France, and the offense kind of runs through him. He has the ball now, and he works his way over to center. Hard to the wide side. He's converged on by two people from Team Denmark. That's Fredriksson and Jorgensen. What do we have here, Joel?
It looks like we have a jump ball caused by the Danish team, and it's going to be Danish possession. It looks like. Yes, indeed, Danish possession. So Denmark with a quick turnover caused here. 14 seconds into the match.
Mome gets the inbound. He's got Fredriksson there. Fredriksson wheeling from his back court. Jorgensen helping him out with a nice pick, allowing him to gain some speed, which he uses around Jarlin to score.
Yeah, you're going to see a heavy dose of Fredriksson and Jorgensen for the Danish team.
Thierret inbounding for France, looking for an option. Jarlin's tied up, but he goes to him. Now he goes down the wide side, hoping for a turn pass. It doesn't come. He works his way down to Jarlin, trying to get away from Fredriksson. Jorgensen in the vicinity, not able to pick that one off to Thierret. It was a slow pass, but he's able to reel it in now, taking a ton of contact. Hivernat comes in and gives a good pass to Jarlin to escape the heat. Working his way down court, now drops it off to Hivernat. Working wide on Fredriksson and is able to take that in for a conversion.
Yeah, we see Hivernat there able to show his the speed there to get around his check and scores the try for France.
Fredriksson working his way back down court for Denmark. Just going to take this one himself, take what he's given and score there. So we're 59 seconds into this one. Denmark with a 2-1 lead here. And a French inbound. It's Thierret.
And it looks like we have an equipment timeout here as we see the Danish equipment staff helping out number 3 Jorgensen, and it looks like we are ready to go now.
Jorgensen just making sure he's good to go, and indeed he is. Thierret looking for an option. Hivernat and Jarlin trying to come back to give him one, and he calls a timeout. Well,
that was a good denied defense there by the Danish team, and it forces France to call their first time out of the match.
It seemed that there may have been a bit of confusion for Team France there in communication as they were kind of up court and no one was back to give them the outlet. By the time they rushed back, they ran out of time.
Yeah, and it was just a good denied defense there by the Danish team, and now France will try to score.
Hivernat wheeling his way back in, looked like he had a lane, but decides to circle back to the wide side. Jorgensen trying to thwart him, and he does. Jarlin in to give him a pick. Going all the way through, and he bulldozes his way in there. So it is a tie game with Denmark in possession. Fredriksson, Jorgensen just bursts his way down the middle, and he's got that one. So a quick little conversion in transition by Team Denmark gives them the lead.
And we see Denmark.
Hivernat working his way forward. He's got Thierret on his wing. He's using the pick from Le Guen. Winding again and scoring. So a good job of a few picks by France and the business end by Hivernat there.
Yeah, we saw Denmark try to draw back in the key there, but a good job by Team France to try to thwart their effort there to draw back in the key, and it was end up being an easy goal for France.
Looks like we have another equipment issue. It's Hivernat replacing a tire. Before we get underway here, it's Mome set to inbound the ball for Denmark. The player is already jockeying for position.
Yeah, we see the equipment staff that work here for Team France, a very important part of the team, and they help keep the chairs in working order and the players in the court.
Momé to Jorgensen, spinning away from Jarlin, gets a little bit of a pick, which allows him some room down the court. Theoret knows he's not going to be able to stop him. It's a 2-on-1 down low. He shimmies to the inside, takes it himself, and converts.
There's a nice move there by Jorgensen, freezing the defensive Himmerdat. And looks like we got another good denied defense here from Denmark, but they're able to get the ball in.
Yeah, they are denying them all sorts of space on the inbounds. And now they're having trouble moving forward here with speed as Jarlin has it. A one scooper ahead into double coverage, gets Theoret, and another great instant return pass to Hivernat. So a three-way passing play executed to perfection by Team France.
Yeah, that was a pretty good tic-tac-toe there by the French team, and we have a tie game.
Momé, Fredrickson, Skabau also on the court for Team Denmark as they lock their French players up in transition as they know they're going to score here, and the battle ensues on the other end as, again, they're just trying to deny those entries from the France off the inbound. It's Theoret. He's got Jarlin with him, but Fredrickson monitoring the situation closely. Scooped one over the top. Great job by Jarlin to reach back and reel that one in. What's he going to do now? It's escape the contact wide as all one side of the court was locked up. He doesn't quite have enough speed to get away from Fredrickson, though, as he's forced to turn back. Jarlin has the ball. Hivernat helping him out as well as Theoret. Taking it in, bouncing the ball. Momé making his life difficult, partially rejects that pass, but it does get through to Hivernat. Using his peripherals to try to find an option. And he decides on he is the best one himself as he converts there.
Yeah, you know, Hivernat has a very unique pushing style. You'll see him often go with one wheel at a time pushing style, and it helps with his agility, and he's one of the most agile players we'll see on the court.
A great inbound there by Jorgensen right off the hop into the middle to Fredrickson, and just like that, you can see those special offensive teams and players in the wheelchair rugby able to convert on a win here as Hivernat's forced back and forced to use a timeout.
Yeah, that's a big play from Jorgensen there, just absolutely taking advantage of Hivernat, who maybe wasn't paying enough attention, and he's able to hit him out of bounds, but Hivernat was able to get the timeout, so but either way, that's a good defensive play by Jorgensen, and France is forced to burn a timeout.
And already in this one, like you've mentioned, Joel, we have seen a lot of instances where the Denmark team is forcing the French team off the inbounds, and it's really paying dividends already.
Yeah, we see another good defensive set here from Team Denmark.
Hivernat now has the ball, working his way out of the pile. Theoret trying to block him a route, as well as Leguen. Finds his way around the outside. Is Momé going to be able to shut him off? Jorgensen in there as well, a double team, a good pass back to Jarlin, who reaches back. One more to Theoret, and a great way to beat the traffic using each other by the French team.
Yeah, France has been not afraid to pass the ball to all the players in the court so far in this game, and a nice defensive try there by the French team, and Jorgensen able to recover.
Yeah, they almost had it. It popped out of their hands, but right into the lap of Jorgensen, so a little bit of a fortunate bounce there, which Denmark does take advantage of.
France will take that, though. That's some of the first defensive pressure we've seen them able to put on the Danish side, so France starting to settle into the game here, it looks like.
Hivernat working his way out. He's got Leguen and Jarlin on his wings, trying to give him some picks and some options. Decides to circle back just inside the key. Go the wide route. Jorgensen looking to stop him, forces him to another route. A great pick there by Jarlin, but he's not able to use the space just yet. Circling around the outside. Nice double team, goes for the short pass. It's rejected away, but luckily for France again, they are able to just keep that, and now Jarlin ultimately backs it in. So we've seen some fortunate bounces either way on the last two possessions.
Yeah, you know, Denmark, a team that's not afraid to go back in the key, and we see that it's showing some teeth here for the French team, and they were just able to get that one across the try line.
So it's Leguen working his way out. He got it to Hivernat, doesn't have much space or motion, but he's able to wheel one ahead to Theoret. Gets over center now, he's locked up, gets it to Jarlin with no space, but he drops it wide side to Hivernat, who had some speed. Jorgensen trying to stay with him. Hivernat fakes wide, now goes to the far side, puts it in. So we have an even game so far, 8-8. Denmark in possession as it's dropped back to Jorgensen. Trying to gain some speed. They want him to get center, and he will. Now a nice pass to Mome in. So a little bit of a deceptive play by Jorgensen, circling back instead of taking the initial route up court, and it paid homage for him there.
Yeah, Jorgensen, a very agile player. It's been trouble for every team in this tournament so far.
Thierret takes a great inbound pass, and he's all alone, and he's going to be able to convert here. So the back and forth affair continues, tied at 9 apiece now. Mome, short pass to Jorgensen. He's got 3 French players around him. He's locked up pretty good. Goes short to Fredrickson, who does get away to center. Delays and tries to find himself a route. Takes it himself off some contact from Jarlin. Now a nice pick by Skibao. And Mome able to convert.
Yeah, good pick there by Skubal. You know that the low pointers in the defensive chairs often ignored by spectators as they're not the ones scoring the goals, but you know the picks and steals that they're able to set for Team Denmark and any team on offense are just as crucial as the person that's scoring the goal.
Heaver now wheeling out with some purpose here. He's able to get around a couple of checks. Jarlin gives him a little pick, but Fredrickson's able to wheel off it. Jarlin gets him one more time for good measure as Heavernat converts. Fredrickson, long lover to Jorgensen, a little bit slow, and he's lucky he got that one through double coverage, but that shows you the confidence that they have in one another.
Yeah, they've been on the same page all tournament, and it looks like today is no exception.
And back in transition off the inbound. Heavernat has the ball, but he's double teamed. He doesn't really have an option to his side, but he decides to go long to Jarlin. He's got Thierret in the middle. Fredrickson senses that, but isn't able to shut it down immediately. And now Jorgensen in to help. He's attacked from both sides, and it's a 4-on-4 battle for the ball.
Yeah, it's going to be a jump ball. France is going to retain possession, but it's a jump ball. It's a good job by Jorgensen and Fredrickson, seeing the low pointer with the ball and swimming it and getting something out of it there. So even though France will retain possession, now you know the next jump ball will go Denmark's way. And as we see, with only 2:23 left in the quarter here, we you know there's a jump ball at the start of every quarter. So perhaps this will pay dividends later on.
And we're waiting for an equipment issue from Leguen, which appears to be fixed as Thierret will inbound the ball for the French. In the offensive side of things, he gets it to Heavernat. Heavernat now spinning back as he bounces the ball. Skibao trying to stop him. It's jammed up in the middle, so he takes the wide route. And not able to convert. I thought he would be good there, but spins back out of the traffic and trying to find another lane. Gets the count down as he's got 5 seconds left, and
that was a nice defensive play there by Mome, holding his corner, and it looks like we have a turnover as Heavernat seemed to have hit the cone in his attempt to score.
So that's a big play for Team Denmark. They work it out. Here's Jorgensen off the inbound from Mome. Couple nice fakes with his head. Mome staying in front of him, using his peripherals to try to give him a lane. Again, not letting it happen easy. Ooh, a nice little pass there through the traffic as Jarlin works to Fredrickson. Scoops out wide, now circles back. He's got to be a little careful as he's close to center here, but he one-hand hooks it into space. Jorgensen doing a good job of reading it. One more, a slow one.
And it looks like Mome was out of bounds there when he tried to slap it back to his teammate. So France, good job, and they'll get that turnover right back here with 1:34 to go in the first half.
A couple crucial plays by each team, but none burned so far, so the momentum stays even and the score stays. Denmark up by 1, 11-10. Of course, France has used 2 of their player timeouts, whereas Denmark has not, and that comes into play as well. Here's Heavernat with the ball. Working his way out wide, Fredrickson trying to stop him and keep up with him. Bounces the ball and pulls it in. Waiting for help. Uses that beautiful pick in his space. Going wide. Will he find a route? He's forced to back out a little bit. Trying to go middle. Now wide. Jorgensen and Fredrickson trying to keep him outside the key, but he spins off. He's got 7 seconds to put it in. He bounces the ball. Great pass in traffic to Leguen, who converts there. What a great play that was. in traffic and in tight with the shot clock especially.
Yeah, again, able to convert there with just 4 seconds left on the shot clock. But, we see Team Denmark really causing some problems for France in the key.
This time it's Fredrickson, the recipient, of a good pass and able to take it all the way down the court himself. 49.4 to go, and this is kind of where we start to see a little clock management, isn't it, Joel?
Yeah, good job there by Fredrickson trying to score quick, trying to ensure that his team gets the last goal, so we'll see what happens here.
Oh, what was that? That was a short turnover, and I'm not sure what happened there, but definitely a lack of communication. And an ill-advised time for a turnover as it looked no one was even in his vicinity there. And they're already discussing it on the defensive end, what happened.
Yeah, so we'll see there. That was, turnovers have come fast and furious here in the last 2 minutes. But now we're going to see Denmark try to hold for last goal. We'll see what they do.
May they use a timeout?
We'll see if they run it down and use a timeout. It looks like maybe that's what they're going to do here.
Or if they trust France, yeah, they do that, so good call.
Yeah, so now we'll get the shot clock reset to 15 seconds, which means with only 14.9 seconds on the game clock remaining. That means that now Denmark will have 15 seconds left to try to score last goal of the quarter here. And as we mentioned, that jump ball earlier, it should be their possession, the next jump ball, so we'll see here.
Fredrickson off the inbound. Takes some heavy contact coming in from Jarlin. Now Heaver not trying to stop him, won't be able to do so as he makes a great pass to Jorgensen in the middle.
Yeah, good job by Jorgensen there. He's going to score, and France is going to try to score here with 5 seconds left, but to no avail.
Heaver had some great purpose in his eyes there as he kind of looks and smiles with a wry one, but he wasn't able to convert there. And Joel, that was a pretty good first quarter, as you mentioned. At first, France was really struggling off the inbound and actually still did near the end, but Denmark also guilty of a couple turnovers. And both teams, France has used 2 of their player timeouts and Denmark 1, but it has been a pretty tight affair so far.
Yeah, I think if we asked both teams, they would they'd want to clean up their turnovers a little bit, but we saw a lot of good things in that first half. We saw, first of all, Heaver not doing what he's done all tournament for the French team, being that primary ball carrier and really impacting the game. And we saw Team Denmark drop back into the key a lot, something that they've not been afraid to do all tournament, and it sure showed its teeth and was causing lots of problems for the French team.
Yes, it was. So we've got about a minute before we start, and this will be the last game on court 2. Of course, the USA team did drop out, which made things a little different right before the tournament due to COVID, but has been a great tournament nonetheless. And as we've mentioned, Joel, Canada and Japan have been the class stars of this tournament, and everyone else kind of beneath is fighting for seeding, and it may come down to goal differential. We'll see what happens by the end of the day and how things shake out.
Yeah, it's really been a very tight tournament overall. Obviously, I think Canada and Japan seem to have separated themselves just a little bit from the field, but every game has still been competitive, and there's been moments, for every team where they've definitely seemed competitive at every turn. We see some subs here coming in for both sides.
And every team does have those individual players that can really ratchet it up, as you mentioned off the broadcast. And Peters now into the game, as well as Thomas Pay and Schottel. And Peters making an instant impact as he scores on that one.
Yeah, we're going to see some subs here from both sides. We also have from the French team, number 1, Nicolas Valentin in, and number 10, Bryce Morrell also in.
Hivernat working his way back. And Schallman also in for the French. Eriksson as well for Team Denmark. Hivernat trying to work his way through traffic. Peters looking to thwart him. Morrell now has the ball. Schallman with him, but he drops it back to Hivernat. Schallman just trying to provide a pick. Hivernat trying to find a lane. Peters denying that. And he's winding his way in, double teamed and not able to get through. A good job there, but he backs his way in the wide side.
Yeah, he does back his way in the wide side here. It's a penalty try. Something's going on here between the referee in Hibbernat, but I think we're good to go.
Eriksson will inbound the ball now. Denmark up by 2, 14-12. 42 seconds elapsed in the second quarter. And how much different is it, Joel, when you have the ability to throw two different sort of sets of lineups out versus France, who's kind of running the same thing as the game wears on?
Well, yeah, I think France was actually able to get some subs in here, but Denmark does have a deep bench. They've shown that they've not been afraid to go to it throughout the tournaments, and especially as we're in day 3 now of this tournament. The body starts to get tired for a lot of these guys, and the more rest you can get and the fresher you can stay, the better.
Huvernett trying to work his way through. He's got a few picks. Morel trying to help him out, as well as Schalman. And they do so effectively as Huvernett able to convert. Eriksson again on the inbound for Team Denmark. Peters trying to get open, spins his way to do so. What's he going to do with the ball now? He's looking for Eriksson, but realizes he's tied up. Finds his way down the wide side, working off Huvernett. Good job as Schutel is there, wide open.
Yeah, some good spacing there to find Schutel deep.
Huvernett now. Aggressively pursued, rejected out of his hands, but luckily Morel was in the right vicinity to pick that one up and not have a turnover. Now Eriksson reaching in hard, and he's going to get called. Frustrated at the call and with himself, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks like he was just more frustrated with himself on the call there, but trying to be aggressive there, tried to reach in and stop the French attack, but maybe a little too over aggressive, and will find himself sitting in the box.
Huvernett now. Working his way back with the ball, just killing time, forcing the hand of Team Denmark before he will convert. Trying to trap the inbounder. Now he does. Eriksson finds Thomas Pay. And back to Eriksson. They're in a little bit of trouble as he was going backward was Eriksson. Now he goes forward. Good pick there by Schutel, able to get him some space, and a nice move to get around 3 French players ultimately and find Peters. So it looked a little precarious as the possession started, but Denmark able to work it loose and do some good job on the offense.
Yeah, it was Denmark was running the give and go there. Valentin tried to get in the way, but France able to prevail. Or Denmark, sorry, able to prevail.
Now they get it down. It's able to be fielded in. Valentin now has it. Valentin able to get it to Huvernett. Huvernett working his way loose. Finds the lane. Takes it. Oh, he dribbled it off himself and caused a turnover, I think, there.
Yeah, it looked like his attack his attack was solved there to the corner, and he tried to get a dribble in, and just dribbled it off his bumper.
Schutel in double coverage. Finds Peters down the wide side, who had his forward momentum. Be able to convert there. So a couple unforced errors there by Team France. Allows Denmark to have a 4-point lead. 5:15 to go in the opening quarter, and it is Schalman with it. And down to Valentin, who's aggressively pursued there, and he's forced out. Did he use a timeout before he came out of bounds? I think so.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to give him the timeout, but good aggression there by Peters. As we see, Denmark trying to take away the first touch of the ball from Hubernat, and there it proves their strategy proved successful as they were able to take advantage of having that first touch out of Hubernat's hands, and good aggression by Peters, forcing Valentin out of bounds.
Team France using this opportunity to fuel up, and Denmark just discussing their strategy here. Moving forward, we're set to go. It's Team France on the inbound. It's Schalman and Valentin waiting down court to hopefully get a Long bomb pass. Now he goes into the fray. Shulman off the inbound. Gets a short pass, which is fielded. One more there as Morel gets it loose to Valentin, who's heavily pursued. He's in some trouble here. Forced all the way back. And I think they've used their fourth and final players timeout. Not even that far into the second quarter thing, so we'll see how that plays into effect. Of course, they still do have 2 coaches timeouts, which I don't think they've used yet.
Yeah, it just not enough spacing there from the French team as they found themselves kind of all below the 3-point line, and you obviously want to try to spread out as much as you can to also spread out that defense.
Peters is looking down to shut down Valentin. He takes some heavy contact, but is undaunted, is able to get it to Morel. Morel uses the wide side and a good pick from Valentin to score. Eriksson again on the inbound for the Danes. Short pass into Pay and back to Eriksson. And again, they don't have much motion, but Pay uses a good pick to allow Eriksson some space. Lobs one down court to Schudel. And there's been a couple times with this set for Denmark on where they, off their inbound, they're operating pretty slow, but it seems like they know what they're doing is they wait for the checks to come in and then use the long lob over the top.
Yeah, it's, wheelchair rugby, 12 seconds to get over half is sometimes a very short time, but it's also a very long time in many respects, as you can use all the patience you want, as we see Valentin going there for the French try.
And it also creates a aspect of the game that all the way through the court there's pressure, and pressure is so important, and it makes the game more entertaining in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
So
there used to be no shot clock and no 12 seconds over half, and it's definitely helped speed up the game as we see an unforced error there from Denmark and some good defense by the French team.
And it's kind of the theme in this game. It's where France, you think, has almost given it away, and then a few seconds later, Denmark causes another turnover to just keep them around, although they do still have three player timeouts in their back pocket. And now Hivernat working back with it. 4:10 to go opening quarter. France in possession, but down 3, 19-16. Hivernat working with it. It's all jam there, so he has to circle back with it, trying to find another route as players come out to him. What do we have here?
It looks like we're going to be 4 in the key, if my prediction is correct. Let's see, 4 in the key, so we'll see the Danish player go to the box there, and France get a chance to run 4-on-3 and try to force something out of the Danes here.
As it is a French inbound, Morel gets it and does convert, closing the gap to 2. Eriksson on the inbound. Pay and back to Eriksson. They've executed this play a few times. Now Pay sets the pick. Peters back to reach back for it. France doing a better job at trying to force him back, but he's able to beat the heat and use his power, get over center. He's got Eriksson with him. Decides to take it himself, and Hivernat, resigned to the fact, just kind of allows him in and operates on his transitional play. Shulman. Over the head back pass, a little bit slow. And that would look dangerous. I think Peters bumped his man. Goes over, it looks pretty hard. Is he all right?
Yeah, Peters tried to take a run there at Valentin, but kind of got the side of his wheel, which is the part of the chair that doesn't really move when you hit it. So Peters ends up worse for wear on that hit.
Is it kind of like hockey sometimes where if you know you're going to get hit, you kind of just pop back and give them the cold shoulder? Is it a similar aspect as that?
Well, you try to give them the side of your wheel because it's very hard for a wheelchair to move sideways. So when somebody comes and hits you, you often don't move very much from if they hit you on the side of the wheel.
Good execution as a 3 passes, and Valentin now has it, but he's surrounded. He's going to need some help here. Finds it in Morel, and a good pick there by Shulman to allow him space to convert. Peters now working the other way in transition. Skubau giving him a good pick. Now he's able to get away. Valentin trying to stay with him, but he won't be able to. And he just takes the route and is able to score there. 3:05 to go in the second quarter. The 3-point lead reestablished by Team Denmark, and France in possession off the inbound. Shulman. Valentin. Hevernat working back the other way. Finds a small bounce pass there to the aforementioned Valentin, who finally does score. And Mome back into the game, and what a long lob off the inbound that one was, as Jorgensen is well back in. Hevernat trying to stop him from scoring, but he won't be able to.
Yeah, that was a nice over-the-top pass from Mome, and an easy goal for the Danes.
Hevernat, Valentin, working away from Peters. Jorgensen in to help out, forces the one-handed pass, which is swatted away by Hevernat. But Denmark does get the turnover and now convert as Jorgensen's on the business end of that. Big play there.
Yeah, Denmark once again with Jorgensen back out, showing more defensive pressure.
Morel off the inbound from Shulman. Working his way out wide. Surveying his options as he pumps his way through center. He's got it now. Was that an over and back?
No, it looks like we have an equipment timeout from Hevernat here on the French team. And, Mome's been doing a very good job on Hevernat defensively, just, tying him up, sinking that picker into his wheel, and, really making life hard for the for the French high corner, who's been one of France's top players all tournament. But, we see if Mome is able to keep that up for the Danish team, I think they like their chances handling the rest of the French side.
Hevernat off the inbound. He's got space as Denmark collapses into the zone defense with 4. Now the contact is made by the French players, hoping that Hevernat will be on the business end of a conversion here with just over 2 minutes to go. He's getting the timeout. He's got 10 seconds, but he's not going to need anywhere close to it. Mome. Short pass to Peters on the inbound. Working his way through traffic. Now he's got some room over center. He's got Jorgensen with him. He's looking behind to maybe set up the transition play before he scores. Maybe a little bit early there, but who knows? Peters now still with the ball. Bounces and fields it down into his chest. Trying to back his way through now. Spins loose. He's going to need some help. Finds it in Jorgensen, but he's really locked up. He's probably going to have to use a timeout here. No, he doesn't. What a great pass to Jorgensen through all kinds of traffic.
Yeah, we had all French players trying to deny that pass out of there from Peters, but a great job from Peters to get it out there, and Denmark scores and doesn't turn the ball over.
Peters angrily after Morel on the inbound, trying to keep him deep. He's locked up now, in a little bit of trouble, looking for a pass. It's swatted away, but right into the hands of Hevernat. A one-hand swatter, but Jorgensen reads that, gets it loose to Peters. A turnover there. Peters has it now. Drops it back to Jorgensen, who's just taking his time here. 1:08 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, we once again see the defensive pressure from the Danes, able to force all the French players down low, and with no timeouts, they had to send a Hail Mary pass down the court.
Peters, a nice move around to the outside, and he does convert. And that's what you mentioned, Joel, and that's the importance of not having those timeouts, because they would have surely taken one there.
Yeah, it's as a player, when you see no timeouts, it's time to make it rain, and France tried to make it rain there, but I think Denmark had their umbrellas out.
Valentin doing his good way of working through traffic, gets it to Hevernat, and now Morel with it. Morel using the pick of Skubau to get through, now drops it off Hevernat. Now Morel tries to play the role of picker there as Hevernat with the ball, 25 seconds to go. Gets a countdown from the bench. He's got 10 and 22 on the clock. Wides his way around the outside. Taking a little more. Yes, he does, so 15.6 to go in the opening quarter. France has closed the gap to 4 points, but they have been guilty of more turnovers and have taken all their player timeouts. As Peters back the other way. Cuts into the middle. Now he's got a 2-on-1. He's got 7 seconds. Just trying to use as much time as he can. But I think he took it in a little earlier than he wanted to. Let's see if...
No, it looks like rather than doing a penalty try, the referee has decided to just call a penalty on Hevernat for leaving the court. So now we have Denmark with 5 seconds left, trying to Denmark with 5 seconds left, trying to score on the key here.
Momay, a great pass to Peters, using as much time as he can, and with 1.4 he does convert. So they've expanded their lead to 5, and France probably will just be content to run out the clock here. And indeed they do. And we'll go to the second half of this game in third quarter with Denmark up by 5, 26-21. And Joel, what do you expect? I mean, you saw the air come out of the aforementioned tires of the French team in that one. They know that they don't have much to play for. They've used all their player timeouts. It kind of seems like they're sagging a bit. What do you say if you're on that French bench, whether you're a player or coaches to the players?
You know, I think that we're going to see a invigorated French team here in the second half. You know, even though the first quarter or the first half might not have gone their way, you know, you don't get very many opportunities to play against top level competition like you do at this tournament. So I think you know, we'll see. We won't see France mail it in, and we'll also see Denmark continue to put the pressure on. So you know, I feel like France is going to come out shooting here in the second half, but we'll see, and we'll probably see you know, get a chance to see some players from both sides, and yeah, I'm excited and excited for the rest of the game here.
Yeah, and Denmark more so has been able to use kind of two sets of players more effectively. We saw France try it, but Denmark was able to do it a little more seamless and maybe has a little more individual talent. It also helps when you have a lot more to play for as well. It kind of gives you some juice. But we will see in the second half what kind of resistance France puts up. As we mentioned, this could be big for Denmark, especially if they are able to hang on, get a win here, and it might come down to goal differential as far as who plays for that third and fourth spot tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, Denmark, even though they're up 5 here, they're you know, gonna definitely try to keep the foot on the gas, and you know, we'll see. We've seen the deep bench be used here by the Danish side so far, and I'm sure we'll continue to see that. And
they does Denmark have 3 players timeouts, and we've seen the detriment of that not having it to France. And for myself, earlier in the tournament when you burn those timeouts, it is pretty detrimental to your team game coming forward. So we'll see how that goes going into the second half of this game.
Yeah, you know, it is nice to have that get out of jail free card. If you're the Danish team, you've still got 3 of those in your back pocket, and you know, you're able to use those when to try to prevent turnovers. But if you're the French side, you don't have any timeouts left. But you know, the good thing, Colin, is that you know, you can't take them home. So
might as well use them.
So
yeah.
might as well use them, and France has used all theirs. So we'll just perhaps see a little more urgency as that shot clock as the shot clock begins to wind down, or as the 12-second count begins to wind down for the French side. They'll be you know, chucking some long bombs potentially.
And from a player coming from your experience, what does it mean? Like you mentioned, you're not able to always play in these kind of tournaments and see how you match up against these elite level teams. So what does it mean from a player's perspective, even though you may have not much to play for as far as the scoreboard or standings goes, just to be able to measure yourself against this kind of competition so that when you go back to wherever you are, club teams or wherever you play for, to really know what you need to work on or what that pace is going to be like when you get to this level?
Yeah, you know, these reps are extremely important, and here at this tournament, you know, we see 6 of the top 7 teams in the world. It was going to be 7 of the top 7 with the states involved, but either way, 6 of the top 7, and all the teams here are going to World Championships in October. And you know, as important as the Canada Cup is, I think all teams here have their eyes on the bigger prize of World Championships. So you begin to work on some stuff and take that forward, and hopefully you can. Hopefully, what you learn here can help you at World Championships, which Denmark is actually hosting in October.
Yeah, they do have the benefit of being the host team, and will have their country behind them, and should help them get some extra juice. As you mentioned, they are a good team, but they're facing some world-class competition, so it should be very exciting coming in October, as you mentioned. And we do have Nankin in for the French side. The substitution that they've made as Jarlin working off the inbound and finds his man. That's Hevernat. Hevernat working out with it. Now takes it himself. Trying to find a lane, but that's shut down by Fredrickson. Nankin able to help him out and bump Fredrickson a little bit.
Yeah, and it looks like we have a 4 in the key penalty on Denmark here. Good attack there by France to force Denmark to go 4 in the key. And we'll see France get a chance to attack 4 on 3 here.
A good aggressive play by Nankin there into the game, as we just mentioned, and making his presence felt immediately.
Yeah, Nankin, a veteran of the French team, and has been one of their playmakers for a long time, and you see him continuing to make plays there.
And that allows Jarlin to convert on the score sheet. So France closing the gap to 4 now. Schudel working his way hard down the court. He's got a middle lane and he's going to use it. Hevernat trying to stop him, but he goes around him.
And a nice push there from Schudel. Able to take the ball from coast to coast, as some broadcasters like to say.
Again off the inbound to Hevernat. Got Nankin deep in the court. He calls for it. Decides not to give it to him. Does Hevernat. Decides to take it wide himself and use Nankin's pick to score. Eriksson off the inbound for Team Denmark. Decides to go short to Schudel. He's getting reached in on pretty heavy by Jarlin, who falls back in his chair as he does so.
And yeah, good play there by Jarlin, and he's caused the jump ball, but it looks like the Danes will retain possession. But good job there by Jarlin getting his hand in there and forcing some issues for the Danish side.
So it's Eriksson working off the inbound. He's got his man down the middle. That's Schudel, who fields it in.
Nice inbound there from Eriksson. It's always nice to have that sort of range on the inbound.
And now it's France again working off the inbound. He's got Jarlin, who's kind of covered, but he's probably going to go there, or is he going to change his mind? Looking to him, and he does get it. Jarlin reaching back. Now pops one nicely into the middle. That's Hevernat. And Fredrickson not trying to make his life easy, but can't stop him. And 1 minute, 1 second into this one. It's a 4-score lead for Team Denmark, 28-24. And trying to work their way through traffic, it's Eriksson. Eriksson bumped hard by Nankin, showing his aggression early and forces him to use a timeout. So the addition of Nankin has really paid off with 2 aggressive plays, one leading to a score and the second could potentially, but second leading to a timeout.
Yeah,
so.
That's a great play by Nankin and just the French team as a whole on defense. They're really causing some issues here for the Danish side, and it's good to see this fight from the French team. As I predicted, I thought they would come out firing here, and indeed they have. They've caused now a jump ball, and they've also caused Denmark to use a timeout here only less than 2 minutes into the second half.
Eriksson. Fredrickson, great reception of that pass. Doesn't break stride in doing so and scores there. Again, looking for an option as he inbounds the ball. Finds it in Hevernat, who's really in a precarious position, but he's able to spin a couple times and use his speed wide. Fredrickson trying to stay with him, shuts him off. But great job of fighting through by Hevernat. Now Jarlin in to help him out, and he's going to be able to score there. So good individual effort empowered by Hevernat there.
Yeah, great push by Hevernat. He's not going to beat you with his top end speed, but he's a very shifty player, and there he was able to use it from coast to coast.
Team Denmark off the inbound, being given all sorts of trouble, but Thomas Pay able to make a nice play, which allows to a 2-on-0. And Fredrickson already wants his setup on the defensive end of things before he scored. As France will inbound the ball again. Jarlin. Spinning off of Eriksson. but he's in a lot of traffic, so he's got to go the other way. One scooper up ahead. What a great pass that one was. Right into the lap of Hebernat.
Yeah, nice pass there. Bailing the French team out of some trouble, but a great pass, and we got a 4-point game here.
Erickson now working his way, surveying his options. Doesn't like what he sees, shakes his head, but goes short to Schudel. Schudel now contacted by Jarlin. Erickson in to try to give him a lane now. Nankin, he's 3-on-1. Scoops it over to Erickson, and one more. What a great play to get out of the traffic there by Team Denmark, and Fredrickson is the recipient of those great plays.
Yeah, Schudel facing a lot of heat there, but was able to get that ball out just in time, and a nice little quick pass from Erickson onto his teammate, and Denmark gets the try.
Jarlin. What a great pass, and Hebernat able to beat the heat of two Danish players to get it to Jarlin.
Yeah.
Jarlin working his way through, and he will convert there, and they're already battling.
Yeah, Team Denmark taking a stab there at the half-court line, but good composure by Hebernat, able to get that ball away.
An awful lot of contact here happening in backcourt, but upcourt it's Hebernat with the ball.
Yeah, turnover there off the inbound, a little bit of miscommunication from the Danish side, and Hebernat scores there, and France showing some teeth here as they've cut the lead to 3.
Signs of life, as we've seen a few times. They just when you think they might be dead, they fight their way back into the game. And
there's another attempt from Hebernat. He gets a hand on it, but it's going to be checked out, and it's going to be a Danish ball still. And we see Denmark perhaps sensing some French momentum. We'll bring in some subs here.
Jorgensen, Peters, Mome, and Skabal. I think there's a full sail change.
Yeah, we got a full line change.
So let's see what the fresh bodies can do in terms of Denmark's juice in this game to try to increase their lead. They're up by 3 with possession of the ball now, and Peters wheels in a short pass that he had to go back for. Works his way around the pick, shifts his way to the outside. A great pick by Mome, able to give him some room there. One more pass over the top, and Jorgensen on the business end of that conversion.
Yeah, nice pass there from Peters to Jorgensen.
And again, working it to Jarlin. Jarlin back with it, wheeling. Nankin staying with him, staying with Peters, trying to give him a pick. He does a great job of opening up that middle lane, which that's all Jarlin needs. So great job there.
Yeah, we see Nankin really making his presence known here. Only 3 minutes into the second half.
Mome off the inbound for Denmark. Peters to Jorgensen in traffic. Wheeling his way away, he's shut down on the wide side, so stops up and goes the other way. Great over-the-top pass here to Peters, who fields that one in just before the goal line. 4:46 to go, third quarter. Denmark up 33-29 over Team France. And Le Guen, Hebernat, working his way out of traffic wide into the middle. A long lobber to Nankin, who's open. Fields it down, but he doesn't have enough speed to convert right away. But now he will.
Nankin able to convert there. And we got a bench timeout for the French team here as they bring it in to talk things over.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah, exactly. Make some changes to their strategy. Maybe their lineup, as we've seen Denmark do a wholesale change, as we just mentioned. Denmark, of course, still has 2 players' timeouts, up by 3, but as I just said a few minutes ago, right as you're expecting France to kind of wilt away, they do have enough juice to cause a turnover and keep themselves invested in this one.
Yeah, some good resiliency shown from the French team, or as you would say, some resistance shown by the French side.
Mome in with the inbound. A short pass to Peters. Looks off Mome and goes to Jorgensen. Trying to wind his way through 3 French players deep in his own key. Is able to find a middle lane and get a nice little block from Skabal.
Yeah.
Now just takes it wide himself.
Great play there from Skubo, as she was able to run some constructive interference on Hebernat, and an easy try for the Danish side.
Le Guen operating as the inbounder. finds a great play to Heavernat. Working out of his own end. Now amps up the speed. Peters trying to stay with him. Jorgensen in there. And now around the outside, Heavernat again. Peters staying with him, forcing him to spin back. Skabao trying to stay with him as well, but he does find a middle lane and shimmies his way in for a conversion. 3:56 to go. Third quarter. 3-score game with Denmark in possession, inbounding the ball. Peters. Deep in his own end.
Some good defense here from the French team, forcing some plays in tight quarters, and from the Danish side, and Danish side's in trouble here.
They are indeed passing the traffic, partially disrupted, but able to be fielded down by Mome, who drops it off to Peters. They're all locked up, but again another, so 2 over-the-top plays in traffic, and Jorgensen on the business end allows Denmark to get out of trouble there and convert rather nicely twice out of the pile.
Yeah, some great defensive pressure here from the French side, as they were not only able to get most of the Denmark team stuck low, but then also had another shot at half. But Denmark able to make some plays to under pressure to get the try.
Now accepting some contact was Heavernat, but able to get it to Jarlin. He's got some speed, he's got some wheels. Doesn't quite have the conversion yet, but eases his way in. Now Peters off the inbound for Team Denmark. Wheeling his way out of the pile, finds a little bit of space. Heavernat trying to stay with him, but I don't think he's going to be able to, and now resigned to the fact. Heavernat watches as Peterson converts. 3:03 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, some good speed there shown by Peters.
Heavernat back the other way. Looking like he's got his wind is starting to get to him, but playing as well as he can. He takes some big contact up on one wheel, but stays on the ground. Heavernat now looking for options as there's a big pile in front of him. Finds a bit of a middle lane, now winds to the outside and converts. Peters now takes the ball, getting away from traffic. He's got a man down court. Finds Mome. Nankin looking to stop him. He's got one more in traffic. That's Jorgensen open in the middle, and able to convert there. So 2:29 to go. And just as it looked like the French team was shutting down the Denmark space, they found 2 passes over the top. And Nankin, a quick short pass to Heavernat off the inbound. Heavernat now working his way in. A nice pick by Legan, able to give him some space on the outside, trying to cut to the middle. Delays and finds Jarlin, who converts, so a good play there.
Yeah, that was a textbook delay there by Heavernat at the half-court line, waiting for his picker to get in position, and a great pick from Le Guen, and leads to an easy goal here for the French side.
We have a bit of an equipment issue for Jorgensen, so that will be taken care of. Before the inbound, now we've got a timeout here by Denmark, so maybe some substitutions here as Fredrickson looks like at least he's coming in.
We got a bench timeout here for the Danish side, and Jorgensen.
Peters out.
In for
Fredrickson in.
Yeah. Fredrickson in for Peters, yes.
Jorgensen winding his way to the defensive end. Working his way off picks, and then a nice move in the middle on Heavernat, eventually finding Fredrickson, and that was a nifty little play there.
Yeah, we see the dynamic duo of Fredrickson and Jorgensen. We connected here, and they got the French team in some trouble.
Heavernat now trying to work his way out of that.
2 seconds on the 12, but a nice pass to Le Guen.
A great pass to Le Guen, who's now double teamed.
Big hit there by Fredrickson and Jorgensen.
Heavernat being reached on, but able to find Jarlin out of the traffic, and he will convert. So Jarlin recently been the recipient of a couple nice plays on the offensive side of things. Fredrickson now working his way to backcourt. His wide side shut off. Now he's double teamed. One scoops it ahead to Jorgensen. Now it's a 2-on-1, in which Jorgensen keeps. Heavernat definitely looked frustrated as that play developed. And And again off the inbound. 1:26 to go, third quarter. It's a 4-point lead for Denmark. France in possession, inbounding the ball. Nankin locked up. Goes to the short side. Ooh, that one was almost picked off, but Hevernet able to reel it in. Now wheeling on Fredrickson, has to stop back. Now Jorgensen joins the fun, but they're unable to free it up. A nice lob over the top. Jarlin spins off a check as he fielded that one in. Driving to the outside slowly. Circling back, waiting for options as a few of his teammates are locked up. But there's Hevernet as he's getting counted down.
Good job here by the Gwen and Nankin tying up Fredrickson there, making it an easy goal for the French side, who has set up themselves nicely to score the last goal.
Yes, indeed, as Fredrickson, a nice pass over the top. Mome in. Jorgensen.
Good D there from the French side, forcing a timeout to be used by the Danes, and with 44.3 seconds left, Denmark is now down to one timeout.
Exactly, and they could get another possession barring what happens here, so let's see. As Fredrickson aggressively wheeling the other way, and he takes a simple line right through the traffic to the goal line and converts with 35.5 to go. So up by 4 is Team Denmark. France off the inbound again. Jarlin. Didn't take the outside route, goes the wide side. Now taking it in, he's got 3 teammates with him. Decides to go to Jarlin. Nankin just trying to set a pick. Jarlin trying to eat as much clock as he can. Forced. Good job by Team Denmark not making. Wow, what a move on the inside by Hevernet there. Great play, as I thought he was in all sorts of trouble, but great individual play to get away from 2 checks and convert with 4.4 to go.
Yeah, good play there from Hevernet, and it looks like France has set themselves up nicely to score the last goal here.
And Team Denmark just content to eat the rest of the clock and go to the fourth quarter up by 3 with 1 player's timeout still in their pocket. So as we were mentioning, Joel, in that quarter there, it looked like France may have been resigned to their fate, but every time they look like they're down and out, they respond with a turnover, and I think that was honestly a large part in the addition to Nankin there. As soon as he came on the court to start the quarter, he caused a turnover, forced Team Denmark to use a timeout, and his aggression has been really noticeable.
Yeah, Nankin's been a playmaker, as I mentioned, on the French team for a long time. Part of their, part of the reason they were able to win. Part of the reason they were able to win the most recent European Championships, and so we see now. We mentioned it was a 5-point lead at halftime. It is now a 3-point lead for the Danish side, but also we have the ball coming into to Team France here, so they have a chance to close this lead to 2, and it's going to be a very exciting fourth quarter, I believe.
Yes, it will. We'll see what kind of comeback France can muster here. As we mentioned, they're kind of playing for pride, whereas for Denmark, if they're able to even their record to 2-2, it could come down to goal differential and different things, barring how the rest of the day plays out. So we'll see how this plays out in the fourth quarter, which is almost ready to get underway. And that's one of the other things I do like about wheelchair rugby. There isn't much time even between quarters and halves to kind of rest on your laurels. You're right back in the action pretty quick.
Yeah, as a player, you kind of like it. You get used to it. Yeah, there's a little bit of time for some coaching, but there's not too much time to overthink or.
And they even kind of started a little bit early sometimes. Like you'll see the clock down in a minute, and then they just decide to go on the 8th. So.
Yeah, it's a fast and furious sport, and the halftime is no exception.
So France off the inbound, is Schallman back in the game as well as Morel. Hevernet, who hasn't left yet, has the ball. Using his strides. Looked like he had an outside route, but now cuts back to the middle. So what do we have here, Joel?
It looks like we originally had Mome being hit out of bounds, but now it looks like it's going to be white ball. I don't quite know what's occurred there, but either way, it's a turnover for Team France, and Denmark with the ball here.
So could be very costly at this stage of the game. There's not much margin for error left as Fredrickson works out of his defensive end with a whole ton of speed, and he'll just take that himself. So costly error there indeed by Team France. 28 seconds into this one as Denmark expands their lead again by 4. Schalman off the inbound. Hivernat got it in and then got swatted at by Fredrickson coming out of his own end. Working his way through. Doesn't look like he has much of an option here. Lobs it into space. Almost causes a turnover, and indeed he does as Jorgensen got a piece, but ultimately ends up with Fredrickson. Fredrickson now to Jorgensen. Jorgensen one more over the top, and that was an ill-advised pass. Can they keep it in? Yes, indeed they can. And Fredrickson will convert. So a couple costly plays in quick succession by Team France when it looked like they might, be able to inch their way back into this game. Have kind of shot themselves in the foot there, haven't they?
Yeah, a couple turnovers here from Team France, and we see the Danish lead go to 5. We'll see if France can respond here.
So it is a Team France possession. Schalman on the inbound. He gets it to Morel, who gets it to his man there, and he's able to stride away. Hivernat working on Fredrickson, shimming and shaking, trying to buy some time. Can't get away from him just yet. Hivernat, dangerous pass.
And it looks like right before the pass was able to get over half there was a 12-second call and another French turnover.
So 3 in succession now. Jorgensen fields it in. Jorgensen to Fredrickson. He leaves it in his lap, bounces the ball. Spinning a few times away from traffic. Finds an outside route, and he's just going to take this one himself.
Nice goal there from the Danish side, whose lead now goes to 6.
Yes, the largest one they've had in this game and the latest in the game, so things going their way certainly, especially to start this quarter. Schalman, short inbound. Morel working his way out. He's contested pretty hard, but he makes a nice move to the inside. Doesn't have a ton of speed, does Morel, but he scoops it ahead in traffic to Hivernat, and one more over to Valentin, and a nice 3-way passing play allows Team France to score.
Yeah, nice conversion there between Valentin and Hivernat as Denmark gets the ball.
Jorgensen back the other way, just protects it in his chest, now makes center. Schalman trying to stop him as well as Hivernat, but he gets it to Fredrickson. One more, and Mome, he was able to bring that one down as Hivernat was all over, Hivernat was all over him, but he was able to field it down.
Yeah,
a little bit
there.
dangerous.
Good play there from Mome, and a good stab at trying to get a flick off from Hivernat.
And Morel back with it, short pass. Hivernat rejected out of his hands by Fredrickson, and that is a turnover. Mome has the ball. Thought he was going to leave it for Fredrickson, now he gets it.
Yeah, good play there from Fredrickson, who's he's been using his hands to get in the face of players throughout the tournament, and that was no exception. It caused a turnover.
So not even 2.5 minutes into this quarter, that's already 3 turnovers by Team France. As we mentioned, they were down by 3 going in. Now it's 7, so not a very good start in what is to be their final quarter of this Canada Cup. As Morel working back the other way. Morel now over center. He's got a few men and Jorgensen coming in his back pocket. He's thwarted right on top of the key. Morel looking for his options. Finds Hivernat in behind. Hivernat twisting and turning. Gets a pick. Fredrickson staying with him step for step so far. One more over the top. Valentin gets it. Pump fakes it back to Hivernat. Hivernat now has a perfect little lane to score, and he does just that. 5 minutes exactly to go in the fourth quarter, and France down by 6, 45-39 as Fredrickson works his way down court. Fredrickson now got a 2-on-0, is just going to take it himself and convert. Delaying and takes a bit of time off the clock, allowing his teammates to set up in defensive posture before he does. Schalman, short scoop pass, is able to get it to Morel. Morel working his way down court. Schalman sticking with him. Air went out of someone's tire. We'll see how long until they call that an equipment. But it's thrown into traffic. Valentin fields it down. It is equipment indeed. And France, yeah, they have an opportunity to take some subs, but they may want some subs.
Yeah, you can't sub an equipment timeout, so they're going to sub at the next stoppage. That's not a try.
And if you're Team France, you may be wondering what happened building all this momentum, and then 3-4 turnovers kind of takes you out of it.
Yeah, you know, they're going to bring some subs in here and see if they can take one last run at this game.
Heavernat, he's the man to do it. Wheels around the wide side and does convert. Just over 4 minutes to go. You're going to need a pretty big miracle here for Team France to be able to force this one any further than it's already gone or beyond regulation. Fredrickson back the other way on offense. Just takes it himself, and the pick from Jorgensen to score. No, he doesn't. He's just going to bide as much time as he can. Now he does. Shulman. The man close to him is pretty locked up. That's Morel, but he does take the pass, and now he's got a bit of room. Jorgensen challenging him to get over center. Heavernat. Shulman tried to provide him a pick. Scoops one over the top to Valentin in traffic there, but able to scoop it down. Now he's double teamed. Mome and Jorgensen in there. 2 sets of hands all over him. Finds a nice pass to Morel in traffic.
Nice
way
out
to beat the heat there.
From Valentin. Hated the heat of Jorgensen and Fredrickson. The heat that's caused so much issues for so many teams in this tournament.
Morel getting a countdown. Goes to Heavernat. He doesn't have much time. 4, 3, and they missed the pass there as Shulman couldn't field it down. And that's going to be another turnover for Team France in this one.
Yeah, you know, that was with only a couple seconds left in the shot clock. That was a Hail Mary play, and just not able to bring it down was number 4, Le Guin. Am I correct?
Shulman, I believe.
Shulman, sorry.
And yes, they are making some substitutions, and out of the game for the first time is Heavernat. Perhaps taking a rest, knowing that this result isn't really in doubt, is Peters now. Back on the court for Denmark.
Yeah,
fights off Morel.
You know, nothing to hang your hat on if you're Jonathan Heavernat. You've had a great tournament, and you know, really shown that France deserves to be here. And yeah, so great tournament from him.
Short scooper, Jarlin back in the game, as well as Theoret. Haven't seen him in a while, number 7. And Jarlin works his way over center. Jarlin has had a good game for Team France, but now he's in trouble. It's rejected, and I think that is a turnover.
Yeah, it looks like it may have gone off Jarlin's bumper. And once again, the Danish defense able to force some turnovers out of Team France here.
As Pate on the court as well. Inbounds it, Fredrickson. 3 minutes to go in this one. The result no longer really in doubt as Denmark has a 48-40 lead and possession of the ball. They'll convert here, but probably eat a few seconds off the clock before they do. And indeed, that's what's happening. Fredrickson converts. Now trying to lock up the transition play. And Theoret on the inbound for Team France. Doesn't have much of an option here. Finds Jarlin in deep, who came wide to help him out. Jarlin can't get around Pay. Now Skabau into help, but a great pass there to Nankin. Just protects as he knows contact's coming. Now it's a 2-on-2 battle. 3-on-2, but a great play in the middle.
Nice out there from Nankin. Facing a lot of pressure, but able to find Jarlin for the try.
Yes, indeed. That was a terrific play. And Peters back the other way, wants a long lob. Sees Fredrickson. The trajectory changed a little bit, but he's able to field it down and convert there. So,
yeah,
great job.
Nice long bomb there from Peters. And that's one of the advantages of when you have one of your higher pointed players inbounding. They got range that can cover a lot of the court.
A pop back to Morel coming with speed down court. Now he's contacted heavily. Pops it in to Nankin, who fields it down with the heat all on him. Protects it and gives it back to Morel over center. Morel's got a lane, but he decides to circle back with that one. Into the middle. Around to the outside. 4 in the key here. So Denmark doesn't like that call.
Yeah, it looks like Denmark is This has been called for in the key, so France will get a chance to score 4-on-3, and it's one of Denmark's primary ball carriers, Fredriksson, in the box.
So we're ready to get underway again. It is a France inbound, and Morel gets it. Aggressively charged up by Peters. One hooks it to Jarlin, who's free. Surveying his options, bouncing the ball before he ultimately does decide to move up court here. Pay not going to make his life so easy, but spinning and spinning again.
And it looks like France has trapped the box here. Good play by Nankin, and Denmark's going to have Fredriksson inbound here.
Looking for an option is Fredriksson. Peters open. Facing the ball, takes it. Now he's in a little bit of traffic. He's going to need some help down the wide side. Instead, fights it off himself. And what a great play to get loose and then make that long lob into the middle to Fredriksson.
Yeah, Denmark there able to overcome the inbounder trap, and good play by Peters, getting open and then making the pop to Fredriksson for the easy try.
Jarlin working his way out for Morel. 1:27 to go. 9-point lead, so this game is no longer in doubt. Jarlin now Smeagol's his way all the way through and just backs in, so he'll take that. 1:18 to go, fourth quarter. Only a couple possessions left here. Pay off the inbound, finds Fredriksson. Fredriksson working away from traffic. Great pick by Skubal there, allowing Fredriksson some room. Peters in behind him, just trying to tie up transition play. And Fredriksson takes it wide. Just as we mentioned, it's about clock management at this stage. Fredriksson. He's got 20 seconds on the shot clock. Now all kinds of pressure as he bounces the ball. Peters scoops out wide. It's rejected away right to Peters. Good work by Nankin to get it away, but Team Denmark able to keep possession. 8. One more to Pay. And he puts it in with 42.2 to go. So a good job of, a little extra distribution, maybe getting Pay on the score sheet there, being a little bit generous by Team Denmark, as Morel working his way back. Peters still aggressively trying to get the ball loose from him, gets it just over center. What a great peripheral back pass by Jarlin there.
Yeah, I'm sure that's right where he wanted it to go. Great play there from Jarlin.
Morel now has it, looking at the clock himself, just over 20 to go. 17 on the shot clock. One more there. Here we go as Theoret has it. Theoret to Jarlin. Is he going to try a pass? Can't do it as he's really converged on hard. 10 to go. 7 on the shot clock. And they do convert as Nankin gets it. And that'll probably just about do it.
Yeah, so good fight there. And Nankin with the goal. And we got 6 seconds left.
And Peters has it now. Are they going to try to go for it? It's Fredriksson. Peters wants it. Is he going to get it? He does. Can he convert? No, but that was a nice play nonetheless as they tried for the last second conversion. A great game here in court number 2 as Team Denmark now evens their record to 2-2. France unfortunately 0-4, though their first 2 games were losses by 1 point. So we'll see how this all shakes out with this Denmark win and what happens later in the day and with the points and all that. But what we do know is that the 3rd and 4th place game will take place tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. here at the Richmond Olympic Oval. And the next game, the gold medal game, for first place, will be at 1:30 tomorrow. So do keep your eyes peeled on that. You can come down to the Richmond Olympic Oval and check it out, or you can watch here on YouTube as well. So, Joel, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. It was a great game by both sides. I think both teams had their moments. Denmark just obviously was able to have a few more moments in this game, and I think we saw the pressure really put on by Fredriksson and Jorgensen when they were out there, able to cause a lot of problems for the French side, and I'm sure we'll see them tomorrow in a medal match.
Yes, we will indeed, and thank you very much for Colin Emerson and Joel Ewart. We're saying good night, and we will see you guys. There is one game later today, and we'll otherwise see you tomorrow for the 3rd and 4th place and the gold medal game. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, man. Good game, guys.
Nice working with you. Yeah, it was good. Thank you.
Good job, man.
Yeah, good job. Man. Cheers, time out. Those earphones were around my ears really heavy.
I know. It's nice little break from my ears now.
Yeah. I got my crutches and bag under here.
Oh yeah, I know. It's a tighter table back here.
Yo, way tighter. There's the crutches. There's the bag. Did you see the bag under here? There was a bag under here. Maybe it's behind me now. It's a little like satchel. It's gray. I put it under by my feet. Oh, there it is. Now I got it. It's right like closer to you. I can't reach it. Maybe you can.
Reach it?
Sure, if you can.
How-
A little bit, yeah, maybe I'll get it with my feet if I can. I'll get it. Or get someone to get it.
I'll just get out of here.
Okay, yeah, I'll weasel my way in.
Or no, we can go from the front side.
Yeah, maybe I'll go through the front and grab it. It's closer to the front of this table anyways.
Tomorrow morning.